They know I got them vibes, so you know them fans watching me.
They in my chat with the shits. Oh, they must think they can stop me. See, we got rods on the scopes. Now don't get sniped out the lobby.
TV's not on me now. Tell me, what do you see?
We send the vibes on the nation. LIB in our blood. We in the sky with this shit. Just think it came out.
See, it's 99% cap, 1% gameplay, 100% vibes. Don't bring that bullshit my way. Try your luck, go against the vibe. Where you fuck, you gon' think I'm Mike Grable the way I make them tighten up. You'll be lucky if you even score. You should read more, though I choose to live in peace. You should know I bleed war. I'm a recon man, one of the best in the sport. I keep a drone on my hip, I let it out to explore. They say the ops on the way. I see one, I know it's more. They just ran inside a building, my EMP on the floor. Make them panic, play support. Crypto going mad, they trying to figure out how I do assault damage. Real just march the surroundings, I know they can't stand it. Maraski sending out his ghost and they don't understand it. I'm headed to the high grounds to get an overstand. Now you from a distance, see your partner, they done left you stranded. Damn, you know you headed to the lobby, right? Sorry for your awful fight, I admit it was easy. Get you some practice or you always die. I know you doing that ping thing, they gone, made it out of sniper range. Level 1 knockdown shield, been 7 minutes in the fucking game, I'm devoted. Hit you with the devotion, hear it wind up, quick motion. Now I'm headed with the wind to your partners, but I'm focused. See, Goat just hit that beast on the hunt. Ghost is ghost, we reloaded, blow the EMP and we done.
They know I got them vibes, so you know them fans watching me.
They in my chat with the shits. Oh, they must think they can stop me. See, we got rods on the scopes. Now don't get sniped out the lobby.
TV's not on me now. Tell me, what do you see?
We send the vibes on the nation. LIB in our blood. We in the sky with this shit. Just think it came out the mud.
Yo, hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My live streams on Facebook right now, it is not even letting me. Bro, this is kind of crazy. It has it grayed out. I can't even see my chat on Facebook. Like it's being weird right now. It's being weird. Edit. Oh boy, they yeah. Facebook. Come on now. Yeah, yo. Hit that like, share, and follow if you're watching on the blue. If you might need to follow me on other platforms. If you do that again, that's very spooky. If you tapped in on the green, no ads, picture in picture, up to 50 emotes. You do not have to be a sub to use them. Tap in with me on the purple. Amazon Prime once a month free. You can use the sub on any content creator, not just me. Picture in picture, as well as YouTube. Picture in picture. We live on all 4 platforms. We might start going live on Twitter soon. For shop talk only, not the gameplay. But appreciate y'all tapping in. As always, I appreciate y'all being here. We get a mental health check. Make sure everybody's in good spirits. Every time I see that the Marshawn Nealon stuff, it just made me think of how many content creators that was full-time, how many content creators that was way bigger than me, how many content creators that were partnered, that had different type of partnerships, that had different kind of opportunities, people that are now dealing with the changes of things, the people that had different jobs pre-COVID, that COVID changed the way that their jobs operated. People that's government employees right now that, you know, have been working for 2 months that haven't got paid. It's a lot of, it get dark at like 4:30, 5 o'clock mentally it's a drain on the human mind. So I'm just tapping in with y'all. You can see a person score a touchdown on primetime football for the Dallas Cowboys and their life be over in a short time after. So I just want to check in with y'all. You know, I know life coming at us all fast and it hit us in different ways to see how everybody is doing today. Tone, Panthers looking good. Big Jeff, Cowboys 4-5-1. Lock kick, number one shoe plug in the city, Lil D. The Fighting, Tyler, Shucks. Kicks wheel in the building. On the kick side, Statman, as always. Q, the GOAT Becker. He said, man, that wasn't nothing but a vacation. Hey, listen, man. At the end of the day, I see I see it, but it's like I see a lot. Like that's gonna be the topic of the day. We could talk about Restrepo playing Sunday. We could talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the Raiders last night. We could talk about the Thursday night game. It's a lot of things we could talk about.
Let me teach you
But
how
I
to
do want to
vibe.
say that this mental health thing today is kind of a topic that's been kind of on my mind because, like, think about when you see rappers when, you know, they not hot no more. Think of ball players transitioning from being a superstar athlete to whatever they doing next. I watched Keith Bullock's story. I love watching the Titans moment when they show all the former Titans and what they doing now and how some of them, you know, do things they never thought they'd do. But this is a great conversation for today. 2-time in the building. You just tagged me to a post. I be having you have to let me know what it is because I get tagged to so much stuff that like it's like a clutter on my phone at times. Ravens 5-5 live. Government shutdown at least wasn't bad for me and my fam. Plus back pay hit was shut down. But I mean, Tone, like you probably prepared to be able to deal with it. Think about all those people that wasn't prepared. I mean, I had to let y'all know. For the people that always be asking about the tournaments, most of y'all know it's like the person who's the site we did the tournaments on, that person is no longer with us. You know, it's like you don't know how things hit a person. Some people have been through different types of adversity. Some people,
Let me teach you
I
how
was
to
watching
vibe.
Married at First Sight. The dude, he was getting claustrophobic with the cameras. He's a wartime Army veteran. Claustrophobic might hit him a little different. You know what I'm saying? He might back out with the back out. You know what I'm saying? If he get claustrophobic, he might handle it different. You know, it's like I've been around military people that had PTSD when too many people walk in a room at one time, how that affect them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a lot of stuff. People have survivor's guilt. Terrence Maddox, what up? It's a dude that's talking good about Cam Ward. Says sounds familiar. Smithers. In Boogie voice. Nah, I do it in one great user voice live. COVID was a different era. Definitely wasn't chickenpox. Nah, it wasn't. But it's like not so much of the COVID era streaming, just how different phases of life hit people different. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about it today. I was talking to somebody about it and just saying like how I see people that was like the content creators. There was all my peers, people I met in person. When I showed y'all Sparkling Sprites post, I'll be showing y'all different people post, and I be keeping y'all where my head at. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can only imagine how it hit for some people. You know what I'm saying? And when different phases of life change, you know what I'm saying? How it could affect a person. Cause like that was a crazy one for all of us watching Marshawn Nealon score that touchdown for the Cowboys and then being gone in the same week. You can't fathom making it through high school, making it through college, being on the Dallas Cowboys, scoring a touchdown and then being gone in the same week. Like that's just heavy to think about. How many people that I run across that maybe, you know, going through the same thing, but on a different scale. Like, it don't have to be a touchdown for the Dallas Cowboys. It could be, I was happy at home with my family and then boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how it hit home. And to be truthful with y'all, we didn't even want to do the tournament stuff at like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was that pressure like for a person? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot. They talking about the success. They don't talk about the pressure. For sure, Tone. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, people could already be in a bad situation and that make it worse. People could already be going through something and it might not have like somebody could be going through something and it ain't got nothing to do with that, and then that happened and that's the trigger. Like, you don't know what somebody's trigger is to really lose it. Alabama lose by 6 spots. Michael B, not worried about that. Beat Auburn, win the SEC championship, and make your run. We not concerned about that. We shouldn't have lost to Florida State. Florida State loss definitely does not help our case. DeShanrick, what up? And see, what's funny is like I said what I said about the Titans media, and then it was a lot of other people that shared the same sentiment. And it's good to see that the Titan fan base is just not really going for being trolled by the Titans media.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Because it's just not a good practice. Yo, Malia, what it do? How you been, fam? He said, I know when I play football, I was always hard on myself. Even today, I'm hard on myself. That's because I know I have to succeed. KT2, the GOAT. It's like life is stressful and tough enough, and then the added pressures of, it's nothing wrong with putting pressure on yourself to succeed. I think everybody, for the most part, I think everybody is their own worst critic. I mean, I know I'm my harshest critic. I know at times my family will tell me like, man, you so hard on yourself. It's because I know what I can be. I know what I can do. I know how close I have been and can be to my goals and the things I want to accomplish in my life. So it's like nobody's harder on. You should be your own worst critic, not because you looking down on yourself, but more because you holding yourself accountable to a high standard of what you would like your life or your situation to be. You feel me? So it's like, that's kind of how the way I see it. Been a minute, had to check in for sure. Hope everything been good though on your end. My daughter turned 4. My youngest daughter turned 4 tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Glad Jair stepped away to focus on mental health. See, the thing about it, Becker, is like when somebody do that, sometimes like people be in the comments laughing and joking, but he might have had to go through something. Like he might have had to do that for himself, like, and then that happened with kneeling, and you think like, man, maybe that saved his life. I'm ready for you to check the tag post. Is really interesting. Oh yeah, she definitely she is the fire starter in this household. Mental health is definitely nothing to joke about. It's not, and you know what's crazy is, as I never really took it serious. I never really took it serious. Oh, I seen that dude post. I have to look at it. I can't look at nobody post while I'm live on Facebook and YouTube because it's gonna flag. But I seen that dude's post. I
Let me teach you how to
bro, I ain't
vibe.
believing none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like growing up, but you know, it's like I understand that like sometimes people can take it and over compartmentalize it in a way where like everything ain't some ism or asm or spasm or chasm, but dealing with the roller coaster that is life and the ups and downs is a real thing, and you really have to like it take a lot to navigate it mentally with, because it's just like Jedi mind tricks. Like, you know, it's the spiritual war going on that you can't see unless you in it, and then once you in it, you there. You know what I'm saying? So just one of those things, man. He said, don't they have people they can talk to though? Not necessarily, bro. Like, you know, one of my favorite songs 2 times that I always play is Big Crit, The Price of Fame. And if y'all never heard that song by Big Crit, I'll play it later on tonight when I get off of Facebook and YouTube. But that song for me is the perfect example of like Big Crit is from Mississippi, Dirt, Mississippi. Big Crit is one of the best artists in the world. Big Crit didn't work with all artists across the globe. You know, like Big Crit is Big Crit. But that song of him talking about how he had started drinking too much, partying too much, and kind of lost his way. That's what that song is about. Is about like the pressure of going back home to Mississippi and like people tapping in with him, but they ain't talking to him. They trying to see what they can get. They need a verse for an album. You can't tell nobody no. You can't be honest with nobody. Everybody's scared to be honest with you because you Big Crit. And that's what that song is about. That's one of my favorite. That's probably my favorite Big Crit. As much Big Crit as I play on stream, y'all know that one song, The Price of Fame, is one that, like, the first time I heard that song, this is no BS. First time I heard that song, I cried in the car because I just felt it. You know what I'm saying? Like the pressure of when in the song, when he say, I'm trapped, I'm yelling Justin Scott, yelling is really me. How could this be? Like, he is Big Crit talking to himself, Justin Scott, like, it's really me. Like, which one am I? Am I Big Crit or am I Justin Scott? To the point where everybody that see him see Big Crit, nobody see Justin Scott. And he's like, yo, like, even to my family, I can't tell them what I'm going through. Cause like, imagine being a millionaire like Big Crit is, and you going through a problem, but what you telling somebody how you feel about your stuff, but people looking like you a multimillionaire, you from Mississippi, like what kind of problems you got? But he might have had an abuse problem, but everybody around him is enabling his abuse problem because they benefit off of it. The label benefit off it. His road manager benefit off of it. The person, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody who around him is benefiting off of the thing that's holding him back. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, then who can you tell? You telling your problems to somebody that's like, man, I got bills to pay this week. I just got divorced. I got this, I got that. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, his problem is something that's like, is because y'all problems is a mountain to you. It might be a molehill to me. My problem might be a molehill to you. And it might, you know what I'm saying? Like, vice versa. Like, no, everybody's problems and the things they go through hold different weight for the situation. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you was 16, not hanging out with falling out with one of your homeboys or some little chick you talked to might have been a lot. You know what I'm saying? You grown, you like, man, I can't even remember that nigga name, man. Like, that's how that worked. Sometimes life do hit hard. I thought about it too, but I'm still here. Yeah, Big Crit is for sure that do what it do. Mad Titan. If you ever get time, look up To Be a Man by Dex. Song made me cry first time I heard it. Yeah, we not trying to cry, but I'm gonna listen to it. Be More Joe say I heard the song. That's facts. Raven Joe. Twix, what up? What's good? Update 5 rides tomorrow. But it's like, I'm gonna play that song tonight, and I'm gonna run it back like 2 or 3 times just because it's like I felt the song so much. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like that's probably what Marshawn and Nealon going through. Like, like not being able to express to anybody that matter. You know what I'm saying? Like how you truly view things or how you truly feel. It's a lot. But I'm gonna play that song for y'all tonight when we get on the purple and the green. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get the lyrics to the song. I hate all these. I hate that every web page that you click on is like 1,000 ads, bro. It's like so annoying. Just really annoying, bro. But you know these companies, that's how they eat, I guess. But this the song though. Paparazzi after my shows asking me questions. God fed up with my soul, so ain't no blessings. Happiness can't be bought or sold. I learned my lesson. Now I see what fame really gets you. Bottle by the nightstand to ease the stresses. Dealing with depression. Pills on the dresser. Fiending for affection, so I'm buying out the section. Now I see what fame really gets you. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. That lifestyle left a lot of rich folks brainless to the temple. Yeah, we were broke, but life was simple. Besides, food is food, water, air is air. The rest is mental. I did without until I did within. That like that when he said that, how we get here, bro, like a conversation I had with somebody today. I'm telling you. He said, I did without until I did within. Like that's when he started really getting deep. He said, I sat on beat what I wrote in pen. I gave it all without giving in. But it's a thin line between heavenly divine and living a life of sin. Speaking codes to my worthy friends. Green road full. I pray we ain't let the devil in. Like that's like, bro, like when Big Crit really got in his bag, cause it's like when you get to doing certain things, you don't know if it's God or the devil giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot to think about. A lot of faces I don't know. A lot of where you been. Like you was really looking for me when I was in the wind. That's true though, bro. How many people be like, man, where you been at, boy? Like, man, you ain't really care about nothing that's happening going on with me, man. If you want to tap in, you could tap in. Ain't hard to find. My number ain't changed. Life is just a game now. I really got my aim down to shoot for the stars. I ain't been to church in years and it ain't even that far. Ooh wee. I know a lot of y'all in here in the chat right now. I know that's got to hit you in your chest. I ain't been to church in years and it ain't even that far. This ain't even half the battle. I ain't even start. All I do is press record. I see what the frame really gets you. I bought a bottle just to soothe my soul. Yo, Zay, what up? Still crying over Granny. That was some years ago. I'm a man now. I came up to hold my fam down. Can't tell them about my depression because most of them fans now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like for the situation we speaking on, like still crying over Granny. That was some years ago. I'm a man now. I came up to hold my fam down. Can't tell them about my depression because most of them fans now. Gotta protect myself at all times. I know some partners been sued by their bloodline. Lord forbid I let my blood down. First time I say no, guess we ain't blood now. Scared, me as a businessman, it's like that's all they see. Justin Scott trapped this Big Crit screaming, it's really me. When it was only us, it was only love. How could this be? When falling out for some, it's not getting the VIP. It's a simple conversation means we talking work. To play this song, that's almost perfect, but it need my verse. You got an artist, but I'm family, but you need a purse. You hit the city, but don't call me first. I guess that's fine. Like this verse right here though. This verse right here was it though. When he talking about being sued by your bloodline, first time you say no, we ain't family no more. Scared, me as a businessman, that's all they see. Justin Scott trapped his big crit screaming, it's really me. When it was only us, it was only love. How could this be? When falling out for some, it's not getting the VIP. A simple conversation mean we talking work. To play a song that's almost perfect, but it need my verse. You got an artist, but I'm family, but you need a purse. Hit the city, but don't call me first. That's what fame really gets you. Like, bro, like that song right there. Yo, Titans Idiot Nation, what's good, my boy? Tighten up, two-tone blue. That I know I usually get in here and talk football to start the stream, but I just had to go over there because I know I've personally seen a lot of people dealing with a lot of mental health issues lately. We all seen it with the Marshawn Nealon situation. And now when I see people going through stuff, or like they post things or they say stuff, I feel like in a weird way, a person could be reaching out for help. And I try not to be the person that like heckle or laugh when somebody going through something. Because yes, there are certain people that only tap in, or only tune in to see a failure in a person or see somebody take an L. I ain't one of them people, because somebody else taking an L don't mean a victory for me. So that's why when I see people going through things, I like kind of view it a little different, more like, damn, like I be wanting to reach out. I hope they take it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't want to be the thing or the person that push somebody over the edge. And I also be wanting to be the soundboard to, like, if somebody do feel like they need to have a conversation about something, that the shop is a safe place where they can talk about it at. Because I seen some people get in some real low places. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and you don't know when you coming across people or you dealing with people, if you don't know where a person is mentally at. Like, I'm pretty sure some people in that Cowboys locker room was like thinking about their last conversation, thinking about their last interaction, their last engagement. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the conversation, what was the tone that, how was a person really saying it? And we all not perfect, because I'm pretty sure I've probably said some shit that push somebody over the edge and make them be ready to crash out. You know what I'm saying? Like, me being me, I could just be replying to somebody in the comments on my post, and I could be sending them on a spin. So that's why I like, now if y'all see when people say crazy stuff to me in my comments, I say have a blessed day. As I ain't finna be sitting here, if it ain't on the up and up, I could be spinning somebody. Bill, what it do? Now that we got that mental health session out the way for 30 minutes, much needed. But now let's get into Xavier Restrepo. Gonna be shutting down Nissan Stadium. Like, how crazy is it gonna be? The Titans probably gonna get beat like 34-16 at home. But Xavier Restrepo, when he makes that 4-yard catch on that sit down route in zone late in the third quarter when the game is out of hand, the stadium is gonna lose their mind. The stadium is gonna lose their mind, bro. I just want y'all to know that the Titan Stadium is gonna go crazy. Nissan gonna go crazy. Like the second that that Xavier Restrepo make that catch? Because it's gonna be like this. So it's probably gonna look something like this. On his social media, I think he got the call. But this how the offense gonna look come Sunday unless they move Khalil Mullins in. But if Tim DK is on concussion protocol, I think Julius Chestnut will be in the 53 because you're gonna need Julius Chestnut to return kicks. Julius Chestnut gonna return kicks, and he is technically the third running back. So, like, if Mullins comes, I don't see them bringing Mullins back this week because Chestnut gonna be returning kicks. But I mean, the thing, Bill, is he got to be on the field. I'm pretty sure the Titans is gonna come out in a lot of 12 personnel with Gunnerhelm and Chig on the field with Van Jefferson and Kenzie. Probably when they go 3-man stack, it's probably gonna be Van, Prochet, and Kenzie if they go 3-man stack receiver. Or they could do like they did last week and put Chig as a flex and put Kenzie and Van Jefferson out there. But if he does get on the field, I could see Cam targeting him. I could see that. I can see Cam targeting him. I don't know if Xavier Woods will be back. Kendall Brooks actually played pretty solid in that special teams role, so we might see Kendall Brooks back in that spot. We might look something like this come Sunday. I noticed that they put Womack in for Amar Davis at some points to get him some burn. I'm interested to see come Sunday, does Womack start instead of Amar Davis? But crazy, who would have thunk, chat? Marcus Harris, #1 corner on the Tennessee Titans. Marcus Harris actually has, I'm going to go on a limb and say this. I think that Marcus Harris is going to be a better slot corner than RMC. And even Jarvis, if they would have let Jarvis move into the slot next season, if he would have stayed. But Tennessee Titans got to do something on this outside corner. Like they gotta make some shake on this outside corner. But because I know y'all can't see this, but this is Jahad Ward right here. That's actually Jahad Ward right there. So, but it's how the Titans gonna look against the Seahawks Sunday. Oh my goodness. Chad, what are we even talking about here? Chad, what are we even talking about? Like, and I had somebody in my comments today actually say that they think the defense needs more talent and the offense just needs coaching. I'm like, no, my friend. Let's flip that. Defense needs 2 outside corners and more depth at corner. A little bit more star power on edge, because you got to think next year Femi gonna come back and they're gonna probably make their decision whether they're gonna bring Key or Jahad Ward back based on the numbers, regardless of whether they go in free agency or the draft. But it's actually the offense. Offensive coaching is 32 out of 32. Offensive weapons is 32 out of 32. So we got to get into X is supposed to be up. X is supposed, but I got to get into my post of the day. And this is where the I done said competition. Conversation should go. The conversation of the day though. Jeremiah Love. Pollard getting $8.5 million this year. Tajay Spears was the 81st pick in the draft when they drafted him. Can we see Khalil Mullins play? I don't think it's likely that if Tim DK is in concussion protocol, which they say he cleared but got a chest contusion, You don't rush DK back, which means Julius Chestnut is going to return kicks. So I don't know if it's going to be an extra roster spot to put Khalil Mullins out there, but I want to see Khalil Mullins run the ball. Tennessee Titans have to get out of this thing where everybody that's signed to the Titans, even the people they're picking up now, you can't think practice squad or special teams. Every time they talk about receivers, they talk about special teams. They talk about DBs, they talk about special teams. They talk about linebackers, they talk about special. Can you rush the passer? Can you guard a receiver? Can you make a tackle? Can you run a route and get open? Can you run the football and pick up more than 25 yards rushing as a running back room on Sunday at home? We got to stop talking about Tennessee Titan players in special teams. Their floor should be the special teams, not their ceiling. The players we get now, their ceiling is special teams and getting on the field like we don't even want them to run routes or catch the ball. No, we got to have people that can actually play, but their floor is special teams. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just think that that's weird. Because at the end of the day, an $8.5 million running back and the 81st overall pick had 25 yards rushing. And I want y'all to know, this is my clip of the day. I want y'all to know, with an $8.5 million running back and the 81st pick in the draft at running back in our running back room, we have not had one single game where we have more rushing yards than our opponent. We talking about 39 yards rushing against the Patriots at home in a revenge game with all the motivation in the world. And we talking about coming off a bye week and getting 25 yards rushing from our running backs at home with a rookie quarterback and all our receivers knocked out. What we need from JC Latham, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to Kevin Zeitler, who got $9 million to come to Titans. Talking to Cushenberry, who got $55-60 million. I'm talking to Pete, top 10 pick. Talking to Dan Moore, $82 million. I want to go back to the days of Taylor Lewan with the run left hat. Y'all should be looking at yourself, punching each other in the chest, saying, we going to get a run right hat this year. We going to tell the running back, hat on a hat, get in my back pocket, we going for a ride. 25 yards rushing with a rookie quarterback in the back, with Calvin Ridley with a broke leg, Jim DK in concussion protocol, and A.O. Mana even trying to come back on the field with a hamstring beat up. If we down to our like 5th and 6th string receivers, I'm gonna need the offensive line to have a come to Jesus meeting and say, we're going to run the football. I don't care if they know the symbols. I don't care if they know the signs. I don't care if they know the snap count, the cadence. If we going on 1, 2, 3 or a silent count, we're going to run the ball. We're going to pick up yards and we're going to make 2nd and 5. We need that. Like, the fact that the Tennessee Titans cannot line up and get a yard against the Chargers, it just says something to the attitude of the offensive line, who has the most resources put into them. 2 top 10 first round picks, a $82 million left tackle, a $60 million center, and a $10 million right guard who's a veteran that's been in the league. It's no reason why they had 11 linemen on the 53 originally, with Bill Callahan coaching them, and they can't get more than 25 yards rushing at home or 39 yards rushing versus Mike Vrabel. I don't care how good the other team's defense is. 25 yards rushing is not acceptable. They should take that personal. I don't care about these penalties. I don't care about the media, the unfair pressure, none of that. Tennessee Titans is running back you. Earl Campbell, Eddie George, CJ 2K, Derrick Henry, DeMarco Murray. I need them to get hat on a hat and get some aggressive run game. If that means next year that we had a Passover receiver, a Passover edge rusher to get Jeremiah Love, and that's what they got to do. Tennessee Titans is a blue collar, bring your hard hat and your lunch pail team. They are not glamorous. They play defense and run the ball and make plays in the passing game. Y'all all asked for Cam Ward to run the ball more. He did. but he can't lead the team in rushing. Cam Ward is not Cam Newton. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Tim Tebow. He's not Jalen Hurts. He's Cam Ward. He just needs to run enough. And then when he did it, he cannot lead this team in rushing as a QB. Not with that amount of resources. So people always talking about Cam Ward this, Cam Ward that, overly critical of Cam Ward, got him under the scope. Is he this? Is he that? What quarterback, veteran, rookie, first round pick, whatever round pick, can play with a team that can only get 25 rushing yards at home or 39 rushing yards at home? Like, it might be that they go through a 17 game season and not outgain their opponent rushing in every single game. That's like, you can't expect to win football games like that if you get beat up in the trenches. You can't have a first round right tackle whose name is the Trench King and you're getting beat in the trenches. And it's not just JC. It's Zietler, it's Lloyd, it's Pete, and it's Dan Moore. They got to get some attitude in their offensive line room to where they get physical. I don't know if Taylor Lewan got to go in there and slap a few people around, but I'm trying to put on a run right hat next year. He said, you mean 25 yards rushing between both running backs ain't enough? Of course not. Who can you beat? I mean, everybody already knows, like, you could be just a fan of football. You don't have to be some guy who is deep into it to understand. If every single game the other team has more rushing yards than you, which everybody knows football is a game is won at the line of scrimmage. If you get beat at the line of scrimmage, if they run for more than you and they stop your run, you usually lose. I don't care if you got Drake May, if you got Patrick Mahomes, all these quarterbacks y'all be glazing. Look at these teams you talk about. They can run the football and they can stop the run. For however finesse that you want to say a team is, they got to be able to run the football and stop the run. And with a rookie quarterback, a team that can't stop the run and a team that can't run the ball usually gets beat. Because when you get in some simple situations like 2nd and 1 or 3rd and 1 or 1st and goal, it's not a guarantee for the Tennessee Titans. And for the last decade, it's been a guarantee because you had Derrick Henry. You don't got Derrick Henry. Your Eddie George ain't walking through the door. Ain't no Chris Johnson. Ain't no DeMarco Murray. Earl Campbell ain't coming out the back. Tennessee Titans got to find a new identity of a way to run the football. Because guess what? Cam Ward is best coming off of play action. Moving in the pocket, making plays off of play action. That's Cam Ward's specialty. But if the other team knows you can't run the ball, they just pin their ears back and go get the QB. And then we do that dumb thing where we put our running back behind the offensive line and try to max protect, and they get overwhelmed, which is stupid because the other team has identified Tennessee Titans cannot beat you running. They're not worried about a home run. They're not worried about the running back catching it and scoring. That's just not nothing we do. So what does teams do? They come within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage and they say, you got Mason Kinsey and Van Jefferson. You're not about to take the top off of this. We have to put the tight end Convo in to get some speed to beat them over the top to get that 39-yard catch. So it's like, how different could this offense be if mixed with Cam's short game, mixed with Cam starting to run the ball a little bit, that we actually had a run game with the strength of our team being our tight ends and our running backs, because our wide receiver core is buns, being able to play action and get our playmakers the ball, which is Convo, Gunnar Helm, Tajay Spears, and Tony Pollard. Those are the guys that's going to get run after catch. You know, since he's been in Tennessee, nobody's caught more passes than Chig. Nobody's got more rack yardage than Chig. And nobody has more receiving yards than Chig. So if your tight end, who everybody don't want to re-sign, is your best playmaker, then the play action game has to be some part of what gets the tight end mismatches. All right, I'm off my soapbox. That's gonna be a clip tomorrow. I gotta go back and edit that. But it just it's very frustrating to see the Tennessee Titans not be able to run the ball. And then Big Jeff, and T Sweat came back, and it's good to get to see them work together. And then Arden Key came back getting tackles for loss and sacks. You know, still no Femi, traded Draymond Jones, but Jahad Ward has filled in that role, and they stopped the run Sunday, and they got after the quarterback. They sacked Davis Mills more than Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson sacked Cam Ward, even with all the injuries. So it just goes to show that, like, Tennessee Titans have to be able to successfully, effectively run the football. Because it's not as if we just got bums back there. Like, you spent the 81st pick on Tajay. You spent $8.5 million on Tony Pollard. We drafted Khalil Mullins, even though he hadn't got to see any action since preseason. You have spent resources to the run game, but the coaching is so bad they're getting nothing out of it. And I just hate to see the media day after day, week after week. Cam Ward. Did he miss this throw? Did he do this? Did he do that? Where is his footwork? How about if we could run the football to take some pressure off the QB? How does Josh Allen look with James Cook in the backfield that they could run the ball and they got a running back they can get it to? How does McCaffrey look? How does Jahmyr Gibbs look? How does the Eagles offense look different with Saquon in the backfield? All the good, like, the Broncos spent a high overall pick on RJ Harvey and they brought J.K. Dobbins. You know, the Chargers went and got Najee Harris and Amarion Hampton and the Vidal and Patterson as young backs that they brought in to even play behind them, to have depth. You have to have depth at the running back position. Like, all good teams can run the ball and they can stop the run. I don't care if it's by committee or whatever, but it just doesn't make sense to have an $8.5 million back, a high overall draft pick in Tajay, and spend that much money in draft picks on the line, and you can't run the football at home. Now that I done been through my 45 minutes of my flame about the Tennessee Titans, I'm gonna let y'all, we gonna wrap on y'all teams or any questions y'all got. He said Falcons heard through the grapevine y'all drafted another quarterback. Penix is vulnerable, and we 3-7 with no first round. We need a wide receiver and a line. Only keeper I guess is Haynes King. David, you're high. At the end of this season, y'all are going to cut Kirk Cousins because he has no cap. Y'all going to give Michael Penix a full offseason to rehab. You just drafted Michael Penix last year. Maybe you get another veteran. Maybe you bring in Mac Jones. Maybe you go get Mac Jones and then draft a late round quarterback. Does that not make more sense? He said, am I still tripping for saying Panthers? Yes, you're tripping. Panthers could make the playoffs, though. I mean, Tony, you gotta be realistic. Like, that's a step in the right direction if the Panthers make the playoffs. Super Bowl is asking for a lot. He said, like, all of the quarterbacks in this draft, if they draft a quarterback, you're gonna crash out. Why would you crash out? I question some of y'all football knowledge. Like, y'all get upset about the wrong things. So you didn't crash out when they gave Kirk Cousins $180 million, but you're going to crash out if when they cut him and they're free of $50 million a year that was going to Kirk Cousins, and they tell Penix, take your time to fully rehab. We believe in you. If you brought in a veteran like Mac Jones and then drafted, you would be the Indianapolis Colts who had Anthony Richardson, a first round draft pick, who went and got Daniel Jones for $14 million guaranteed and still drafted Riley Leonard. Is the Colts fans crashing out? I want to know. I'm asking you. I'm handing you the microphone now to say you would crash out for doing what the Colts did. Who else did that? The 49ers. They gave Brock Purdy some money. He was hurt. They signed Mac Jones, and they drafted Curtis Rourke last year. Are the 49er fans crashing out? Come on, man. I got put some football knowledge together and stop thinking with emotions so much. That there's no quarterbacks in the draft you would take. David, do you watch college football? It's not like you're gonna draft another QB in the first round. You're gonna be drafting somebody in the late rounds. If y'all got like, I don't know, like Cade Klubnik or Lenore Sellers or somebody in a later round, like that wouldn't be bad if you brought in Mac Jones with Michael Penix. Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? Kirk wasn't the stupidest thing ever because y'all had the money and y'all didn't know y'all was gonna draft Michael Penix for a QB that was coming off an injury and a QB that you was drafting that got an injury history. You were gonna need a veteran QB and y'all had the money to spend. It's actually not that bad. I'm starting to see all the GMs of that time was doing 2-year outs. They gave a 2-year out to Kirk Cousins. I'm pretty sure they thought that if Michael Penix turned it on at the end of his first year and started year 2, that they could trade Kirk Cousins by the trade
Let me
deadline.
teach you how to vibe.
But Kirk Cousins got hurt last year too. So nobody knew the status of anybody wanting to trade and split costs and spend $25 million to bring Kirk Cousins in for a season, not knowing how he was physically. So if he finishes this season and actually looks good, like somebody might take a shot on him. But I mean, Aaron Rodgers is playing at 42. Educated Southern Po Negro Pinky. You semi-watch college? Okay, don't speak on it. If you don't watch college football, how could you say you don't know if there's a quarterback that you want to draft if you don't watch him? He said Marcel Reese and Mendoza on the quarterbacks, and in Atlanta they won't make it. How do you know that they won't make it? So somebody's gonna spend a first round pick on Oregon's quarterback Mendoza, Ty Simpson, or Reese, and you're saying that already saying that they won't make it, and you got 2 injury prone quarterbacks now. I don't know what's wrong with the Falcons fan base. This his first full year. We have a young team in the OC. The game may be a little bit too fast for. I mean, YUG, like most fan bases is just emotional and uninformed. I've come to realize that most fans are uninformed. They don't keep up with it and they just speak off of emotion. Like the Titan fans that was like, oh my God, Cam Ward, he overthrew Kinsey. Then you go look at the tape and say, like, what kind of route did Kinsey run? Then you ask the coach and say it's his first time ever running that route. So, okay. Then you got people in the comments like, yeah, he should have been, he should have had better communication with it. Like, this guy just got called up off the practice squad. 3 people, one guy broke his leg, one got a concussion, and one got a hamstring, all in the first half. And you add in a guy who's never ran that route, and you put a tight end at receiver to even run the play. And you like, come on, fam. Like, people like don't watch the games. They don't watch the tape. They don't look it back. They don't watch it back and just make emotional decisions based off like 2 or 3 plays they seen. Revamp our line. They're not that bad, but not that good either. Some wide receivers and a second cornerback. I don't even like. Atlanta's got skill position players. Too many fan bases to see a team turning around in one season. But see, like the Patriots didn't turn around in one season. The Patriots drafted their quarterback year 1. They drafted Joe Milton. They had 2 quarterbacks. Right? They had 2 quarterbacks. They had a lot of money in free agency. And they got a new coach that was established. It was year 2 for Drake May. Some of these teams be on their quarterback's first year and be acting like Jaden Daniels like was an anomaly. That'll never happen. Like Ben Roethlisberger and Jaden Daniels being that early in their career making runs damn near to the Super Bowl is just like unheard of. Reality is the guy's gonna be bad the first year. The team was bad enough to get a first round draft pick. Their second year they'll start competing. He'll make better jumps If the team is smart, they put free agents with that, good coaching, and another good draft. Like, people forget the Patriots had a top 5 draft and they had a lot of money. You could get Stephon Diggs, you get Harold Landry, you drafted Will Campbell, you drafted Travion Henderson, you brought in Mac Hollins. Like, you brought in like 15 to 20 players on top of a team and then get good coaching. Like, y'all be acting like you put somebody out there and it's just instantly fixed like that. That's not how it works. He not getting no help on the sidelines. Yeah, it's like, but anybody that watched that know that's how it is. Like, a team that doesn't make the playoff plays a non-playoff schedule the next year. If they have a coach that can come in and put the right players in place, they can compete the next year. But it's the thing though, Becker. The Patriots could get in the playoffs and lose on their first game and look like the Commanders look in year 3, like the Commanders look this year. The injury bug hit, Scary Terry out, Jaden Daniels gets beat up, Jeremy Chin is gone. You see what I'm saying? Now look at even with adding Debo Samuels, Austin Eckler goes out for the season, and you traded Brian Robinson to the 49ers. Like, those type of things happen. There's no guarantee that next season that the Commanders is going to come back and be like they was last season. It's not about if a team can turn it around. It's about if a team can turn it around and sustain it. Like, the Broncos have been able to turn it around and sustain it. Can you sustain it the year after? You see what I'm saying? Like, you remember a few years ago, the Jaguars beat the Chargers in the playoffs after beating the Titans at the end of the season, and everybody was excited. And then the Jaguars bolted out the first place the next year in the AFC South, and then went on a losing streak, lost to Ryan Tannehill in his last game at Nissan, got knocked out the playoffs, and then it was the Texans. Now the Texans are gonna take off. Texans was 2-15 with Lovie Smith, right? D'Amico Ryans came in. They drafted C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson. Went and got John Mechie, Stephon Diggs, Daniil Hunter. Loaded this team up, Joe Mixon, all them. And now Texans is playing 500 football. It's hard to sustain that. You can flip it in 1 year, but can you flip it and sustain it long term? And that's what fans have to understand, that that's a hard thing to do, to flip a team and sustain it where the team ain't just doing this. Like the Lions have flipped. Can the Lions keep this going where they make the playoffs year after year after year after year? Or is it just like a flash in the pan? Milton Williams. All I know is he'll lie on Sunday. But I doubt it. Look at the Chiefs. But I mean, the Chiefs have dominated their division for 10 years. If this is a down year that they 5-5 and still probably make the playoffs, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody still don't want to play the Chiefs if they make it to the playoffs. I'm more speaking about the team, because you name the Chiefs, you name like the model of consistency. Like, we're talking about teams that are bad, that are getting better or trying to get good, that their fan base to see another team out the blue make the playoffs and then they fall back. Like the Texans was a team that emerged in the South, right? And earlier this year, everybody was high on the Jaguars. Now the Colts is the best team in the South, but in the offseason, they'll have to pay Daniel Jones and they'll have to move Anthony Richardson and a couple of guys that want to leave or want money. Can they do it next year? You see what I'm saying? Like that's always the thing. Like the Vikings last year, 14 games with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold goes to the Seahawks. They're gonna clap cheeks in Nissan Stadium on the Titans this coming Sunday. But look at the Vikings now. Vikings won 14 games with Kirk Cousins, lost to the Daniel Jones and the Giants in the playoffs. Sam Darnold won 14 games last year, lost to the Rams. Now they were not gonna make the playoffs. It's hard to get it, flip the team and sustain. Said Bo Nix was the most NFL ready quarterback for the NFL. He wasn't the best quarterback in his draft class though. Bo Nix has Sean Payton. He also had a game last year. They won a football game. He had 50 yards passing. Like Bo Nix he's played a lot of football. Bo Nix is good. He's a solid guy. You could win with Bo Nix, but he's not the best QB in their fucking draft class. But I mean, Bo Nix is what a first round quarterback look like when you have a good head coach. And Sean Payton that knows how to set up an offense. I told people, give me a rookie Bo Nix before I give $50 million to Kirk Cousins. I said that. You don't know what to think of Penix? What do you think of Penix? You're a Falcon fan. Tell me what you think of Penix. Steven, you had to understand, like,
Let me
there's
teach you
no
how to
chance in hell
vibe.
the Tennessee Titans draft at number 1. Titans are trading out of 1. Question is, how far back do they trade? If they trade and they still, like the Browns and Jaguars, like they still pick 5. If Ruben Bain or Arvell Reese is on the board, that's a no-brainer pick. But Tennessee Titans more than likely trade Will Levis and get a decent pick. They opt out depending on what they do in free agency. Like let's say the Titans trade back like they did with Jared Goff in 16, because you know the Titans had the one and traded with the Rams in 16. They drafted Jared Goff, and that was the draft that we got Derrick Henry. So if the Titans trade with, let's say the Rams, let's say the Rams have two first round picks. The Cowboys will have 2 first round picks. The Browns will have 2 first round picks. The Jets will have 2 first round picks. It's multiple teams that got 2 first round picks this year. So let's say the Shador experience don't go well and the Browns want the number 1 and the Browns give us 2 first. You see what I'm saying? Like, let's say the Titans got like 5-18 or 8-20. You know, it's like then you gotta start wondering if the Titans fall out around number 10 or between 10 and 15, do they spin? Do they punch the ticket? People thought the Lions was crazy when they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. For as much as the Falcons haven't won, it ain't got nothing to do with Bijan Robinson's skill. Bijan Robinson is still an elite back. My thing is more to say, like, I've done hundreds of mocks. I do mocks on stream every day. The point is, like, how does it look if you take an edge rusher, if you drop back to like 3, 4, or 5? How does it look if you go receiver? How does it look if you go running back? My thing is, Jeremiah Love is the only back that I would take in the first 100 picks. The next running back I probably pick would be like 3rd or 4th round, probably 4th round, like Nick Singleton. Like, there's no running back that I take in the top 100 this year. Robert Weed, what up? Penix will never finish the season. Wow. Whew. You sticking the knife in them boys. Nano, what's good? There's your answer, David. He said Penix ain't never gonna finish the season. Last year, no one knew how the Falcons' offense would be. They had a new OC and their tape on his offense, which haven't really changed. I get it. I think to get love, you got to stay in the top 10. But yeah, I mean, Steven, like, I do mocks on every stream so people can see, like, okay, let's do a mock where we take a receiver. Let's do a mock where we take an edge rusher. We go look at the tape, and when you do a mock like 100 times, you start to see like who's probably gonna be around at certain spots. You know what I'm saying? There's always gonna be somebody that falls. There's like Will Johnson last year, we thought was gonna be a top 10 cornerback. He fell to the Cardinals in the 2nd round. Shador, everybody thought was gonna be a high pick, fell down.
Let me teach you how to
We
vibe.
thought that Jackson Dart or Milrow, somebody could take a shot on him, and the Giants took a shot on Jackson Dart before the Saints could get him. Then the Saints go offensive tackle. So it's like you never know kind of how things are gonna work out. There's a lot of people that thought the Titans should have stayed at number 1 and took Abdul Carter. He got benched this week. You see what I'm saying? It's like you don't know how the draft is gonna go. You don't know who's gonna take what. So at the end of the day, it's like I do these to see, like, okay, let's say they trade back and they did take Jeremiah Love. What edge rushers will be around in the 2nd or 3rd? Then the Titans gonna have the most money in free agency. Do you know if the Titans are gonna get Kayvon Thibodeau? Do you know if they're gonna get Odafe Wade or Jalen Phillips? Do you know if they're gonna get Tariq Woolen? Do you know if they're gonna get Watson or Josh Williams
Let me teach you how to
or
vibe.
Alontae Taylor? Any of the cornerbacks that's gonna be on the market. A lot of people want the Titans to shoot at George Pickens. I think the Cowboys gonna franchise tag him. If you don't think you can handle Tavondre Sweat and Jarvis Brownlee, having George Pickens in the building, it's not gonna work. Even though he's great, he's an elite receiver. Brian Callahan coached T. Higgins. We had money free to go after T. Higgins when Brian Callahan came. T. Higgins didn't want to come play with Callahan. So it's like, one is, what do the Titans do in free agency? Because they got a lot of holes. 2, does this offensive line fix itself by the end of the year with pieces that are hard to move? You're probably going to option out of Tony Pollard in the season and have Tajay and Khalil Mullins. None of us have seen Khalil Mullins run the football. Last week he had his 3 weeks to come back. He didn't come back last week. This week, Chimere Dike has a concussion. So Julius Chestnut is probably going to be in the lineup, the 53 to return kicks, as the 3rd running back. So it's like, when are we going to see Khalil Mullins to see if he's an Isaiah Pacheco in the rough, a Brashard Smith in the rough? The Chiefs always go after those late round backs that wind up being very productive. So it's like 6'2", 225. I wanted him or Ollie Gordon. I had Ollie Gordon ahead of Khalil Mullins. So it's like, when we got him, I was like, all right, he's a bell cow running back from Michigan that moved Donovan Edwards out the way. So dude's got to be good. At the end of the day, it's like, what do you do? All 4 years Indiana had season injury. Washington was hurt throughout the season. No, Ariel, we have no chance. Have you seen the roster, Ariel? Robert Reed, Guillermo Adamel, what up? Have you seen the roster? We're gonna have Mason Kinsey, Van Jefferson, Xavier Restrepo, and James Prochet at receiver. Y'all gonna have the 2 road cones, Amar Davis and Baker Jr. and Samuel Womack on JSN, Shaheed, and Cooper Kupp. Because I think Horton is out for y'all. I've already looked. Marcus Harris has turned into the best corner on the team, though. Shout out to Marcus Harris. Marcus Harris is, I'm going to go on a limb. I've been saying it. Marcus Harris is going to be better in the slot than RMC in Brownlee. You got a lot of good insight. I respect your knowledge and all this. As a Dolphin fan, you love Ollie Gordon. Yeah, I mean, Dolphins had Devin Achane, and y'all had Mostert had led the league in touchdowns at running back before y'all let him go. He's on the Raiders now. He is kind of getting old, but with Devin Achane having Ollie Gordon as the secondary back is like perfect, because you got the home run guy, the guy that can catch it in Achane, then you got Ollie Gordon who can run between the tackles. He said we all going in playing wide receiver for. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Nissan and play receiver. But I mean, in free agency, the only back that's gonna be out there like Keaton Mitchell, Breece Hall, K9. Nobody's spending $10 million on Breece Hall or K9. I know we shouldn't. Best case scenario though, you know, for all y'all that, you know, maybe slightly new here, I can pull up how the roster look. So RL, this how the offense gonna look versus y'all Sunday. Y'all are top 10 defense. Van Jefferson, Mason Kinsey, James Prochet, and Xavier Restrepo. Y'all got nothing to worry about, bro.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Y'all got nothing to worry about. All right, here you go. I had to get the line upset. But this how the Titans gonna look in the offseason though. Zeeler's gone. Udo, Corey Levin, gone. Who knows if they're gonna give Chig a deal or not. Gunnar Helm will be tight end 1. DMR is the move tight end at 2. Ridley broke his fibula. Man, prayers up to Rid. Van Jefferson, 1-year deal. Chestnut, Brandon Allen gone. Bryce Oliver gone. Jim DK, A.O. Minor's only receivers running coming back. So this is why I want to see Khalil Mullins, because it's only going to cost us $2 million to cut Pollard and not get him another 8. So you're going to be looking at Tajay, who was the 81st pick in the draft, a top 100 running back, and Khalil Mullins, who we took last year. So like, everybody's hoping that Drew Moss, Blake Hands, but we drafted Jackson Slater in the 5th last year. We hoping it look like this. We hoping this line could gel to where you got Crenshaw Dixon, you got Oli Udo, you bring back Drew Moss, Blake Hands, and Corey Levin. You got your 10 linemen. Maybe you draft like some of the guys that I had on my draft board. If you're not going to bring back Chig, you go tight end, but you got to draft a running back somewhere, and you need a free agent receiver, a veteran, and you need to draft a couple guys, and then at worst, you bring Van Jefferson back as depth. Top shot of KD, man. How them Vikings looking, man? Any given Sunday, I doubt it. We ran for 25 yards against the Texans. I don't see it, bro. But that's why I say the Titans, you know, if you're gonna go for a playmaker and you trade back, either you go on receiver first or running back first. To the Titans, I think a running back is more important than receiver. Only reason why I say that is because you could do something like this. You could go get Tyquan Thornton for cheap, and then draft two receivers. Like in my mock, I got Brazil, Nick Harbor, Berrien Brown, Nick Anderson from LSU, like some guys like that. If you come in, I want dunkers. You know, if Brazil is gone, you got Jeremy Bernard and Jacoby Lane that'll be around in a second. I want somebody that's like a Nico Collins, like a Drake London. Go dunk for me on the sideline. Cam Ward needs catch radius. He need dunkers. So like if they did something like that, Titans got the most money. Like they could go do something like that.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of tight ends coming out in this draft. Georgia's got two good tight ends. You got Norfleet in Missouri. You got Stowers from Vanderbilt. You got Royer at Cincinnati. You could fix that offense. Brazil is super tough. Looking very mediocre. Y'all got 9 though, right? Then on defense, Baker Jr. is out. Womack is out. Armar Davis is out. Shy Tuttle is out. I think you bring back Sebastian Joseph Day and put him there. Arden Key's contract is up. I think if you're going to bring any of the veterans, Jahad Ward and Arden Key would be the guys that I would try to bring back as veteran depth, but that's not a contract. That's not a contract. Xavier Woods is under contract for $4 million next year. You got Winston. If somebody's thirsty for a safety, I trade Xavier Woods, but you know, this how the Titans defense is looking. You're gonna have to go after Josh Williams, Jalen Watson, Tariq Woolen, Alontae Taylor. You're gonna have to get at least one of them. You gotta get at least one of them. Marcus Harris is the best corner we got now. He's the slot. We drafted him this year, so put one of them guys I name in free agency, if not two, and then go draft me another 2 corners. And then out of the guys that we got now, between Armar Davis, Baker Jr., Michael Robinson, Samuel Womack, you let them guys fight for special teams cornerback. You so tired of hearing that shit? 9. But oh, my bad, I left one off. Femi will be back at edge, our 2nd round pick from this year. So if you bring back Arden Key, and then see, this why I say, if you wanted to go Jeremiah Love, if you trade it back, all you got to do is bring back Key and Femi next year, and then Jahad Ward, and then draft 2 edges. You can afford to go down a little bit in the draft, maybe get a TJ Parker or Zion Young or somebody like that later. Or if you was to land a Kayvon Thibodeau or a Jalen Phillips or a Dafio Way, you ain't just dying to run in and draft RVL Reese or Ruben Bain. Now, if we trade back and we still in the top 5, I wouldn't want to take Jeremiah Love top 5. Ruben Bain got to go right here. You talking about Ruben Bain, Femi, Big Jeff, T Sweat? Man, the backfield is 8. You feel me? So like I'm cool if we gonna do that. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if they trade back and they 10 or later, then you might have to go Jeremiah Love and then receiver and then go back into defense the rest of the draft. Cause I had a really good draft board. DK the Gas Man, what up? I had a really good mock last night. If y'all was in late on the late night stream, I had a really good mock last night. This was my mock last night. I traded back. I got Ruben Bain.
Let me teach you
I
how
got
to
Brazil
vibe.
at the end of the 1st. I traded back at the top pick of the 3rd of the 2nd round, and I got Jennings Dunker. If y'all ain't seen this dude, he's like one of them big white linemen that got the weird WWE mustache. He's like the Terminator or some shit. Like Deontay Lawson to play behind Cody Barton, Zakee Wheatley, the heir apparent to where Amani Hooker would be, Damani Jackson, a corner with 4.2 speed, Nick Harbor, Nick Singleton. See, if I'm gonna get all this when I trade back and get Nick Singleton to go with Tajay and Kalea, I'm cool. But if I ain't finna get all this, might have to take Jeremiah. Joe Royer at tight end. Logan Jones, another interior lineman. Christian Gray, cornerback from Notre Dame. Lee Hunter, another D tackle to mix. And then last pick in the 7th round, I took Barian Brown, Mr. Irrelevant, fastest receiver in the SEC. So it's like this guy would be another kick returner, another guy that'd be good in screen game, you know, kind of like a Dortch for the Cardinals or Wan'Dale Robinson, one of those types. And then, you know, I got my dunker, wide receiver 1. So then with my corners, Damani Jackson and Christian Gray. Like, listen,
Let me teach you how to vibe.
ain't nobody gonna tell me that if I put Damani Jackson right here and Christian Gray right here, that wouldn't be an upgrade and went and got Tariq Woolen, Watson, or Josh Williams to play out here. Cause we all know that L'Jarius Sneed ain't coming back. Cam was always first. But that's why I show these so you can see, like, if you see, I'm telling y'all, if the Titans bring back Arden Key and Jahad Ward next year, which I wouldn't be mad about, it's gonna tell you they're probably gonna spend some money at corner on defense and load up on offense at the top of the draft. But I do think George Pickens ain't a reality, but I think a receiver like Tyquan Thornton, been on the Chiefs balling this year, and give me 2 receivers. Give me a Nick Harbor. Give me a Chris Brazil. I'd rather have Brazil first though. Give me Brazil first. Nick Harbor, Jeremy Bernard. Give me Barian Brown. Give me Nick Anderson from LSU that was on Oklahoma. Give me some guys like that. Give me Nick Singleton right here. You know what I'm saying? Give me Joe Royer right here, or Norfleet Stowers, or Delp from Georgia. Now we got some. Give me some backup linemen, maybe another tackle and guard in that draft like I did with that mock. Then you start to put something together that and you still have a lot of money from free agency to extend Scoro, to give some extra bread to Jeff Simmons. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff like that. Then you really working with something. But in my draft, I took another safety because eventually you could trade Monty and if you had Deontay Lawson like I had, Monty and Cody Barton and Xavier Woods would be guys with Will Levis that's going to get us at least a 4th to 6th round draft pick when he comes back healthy. You start to have some guys you could trade. You know what I'm saying? You could trade Will Levis for a 4th to 6th round pick. You could trade Cody Barton and Monty in the future once you done replaced them. Then you just set. You know what I'm saying? And then Arden Key and Jahad Ward just fall off naturally. And then you got your Reuben Baines. You got your late round. It's a dude from Northwestern I like. But that's how I go about putting together the team. YP, what's good, my boy? That's how I go about putting together a team. But I just wanted to see like what people thought about Jeremiah Love. I think everybody's under the impression if the Titans trade back to 10 or lower and Jeremiah Love's on the board, that's not a bad pick. I think we all kind of in agreement with that. Yeah, we don't do the weird sex talk in the shop, bro. You gotta go. If anybody that's listening, we don't do the weird sex talk. You can troll, you can say whatever you want. We ain't tripping, but we don't do the weird sex talk in the chat, bro. The shop don't condone none of that weirdness. You on your own when you get to talking about weird stuff like that. We don't. That ain't our sauce, bro. We let y'all have that in the nether realm. But we don't do that over here. Alright, that's an hour and a half of shop talk. If anybody watching on Facebook or YouTube, tap in on Kick or Twitch. Shotbybuddha on Kick. No ads. You can use up to 50 emotes for free. Picture in Picture. If you on Twitch, Amazon Prime, you can use a free sub, Picture in Picture. About a 30-second reset. Then I can let y'all listen to that song I was talking about, and we can watch some game highlights. We cannot watch highlights on YouTube and Facebook. When we go live on Kick and Twitch, we can. So if y'all watching on Facebook, you watching on YouTube, make sure y'all following on Kick or Twitch, preferably Kick, and then but whatever's good for y'all. In 30-second reset, then we'll be right back live.